Hello students, today we are going to take sum on calculation of NPBT. In previous video I explained you the working format of how we calculate. Today we are taking sum on it. Now this is a question. So question I have not copied completely. This is a balance sheet given to you. Also they have given to you note to account. So these are the two things they have given in question. So remember for this making a cash flow statement, always they will give you in question balance sheet plus note to account. Now we are not going to solve entire cash flow statement here. We are just focusing on calculation of NPBT, net profit before tax. Where we are going to use this amount? We use this in cash flow statement in the very beginning under the heading operating activity. Let's calculate how we do this. This is equity and liability, share capital. I have not written amount because for calculation of NPBT we don't require share capital. So I have not written the amount here. Reserves and surplus amounts are given to you and note number is 2. So you will have to refer to note to account number 2 to see the breakup of these amounts. Now when you see note number 2, reserves and surplus, you will get to know the breakup. Like in this total amount of 695, there are 3 items given to you. That is general reserve, workman compensation reserve and surplus balance in statement of P&L. So these 3 amount total makes up 6,95,000 for the year 2020 and 5,20,000 for the year 2019. So this is how you are going to refer to question while doing the calculation of NPBT. Now, what else is there? Non-current liability, long-term borrowing. I have not written the amount. It's not useful to us for calculation of NPBT. Just I have written the forward. Current liability they have given. Trade payable, again I have not written amount. Other current liability, just I have written XX over there. Short-term provision, note number 3, I have written an amount. Why? Because this is going to be used for the calculation of NPBT. Now in short-term provision the total is 310. You need to know the breakup of this. So to know the breakup, refer to note number 3. So note number 3 says you have proposed dividend and provision for tax. And you know students very well, for calculation of NPBT we take both the elements, proposed dividend and provision for tax. That's the reason I have written amount for it. Then in the balance sheet they have given you assets with different headings like non-current asset, current asset, and you know these are not taken into consideration for the calculation of NPBT. That's why I have not written this part of the question. It's not useful. Now note to account. So this is what the entire question is about. I have written amounts only which is useful for us for the calculation of NPBT. Let's start. So what our NPBT calculation format is, we always start with closing surplus and opening surplus of statement of P&L. As I explained you in my previous video that this will be given in the question where in note to account. Under the heading reserves and surplus, go to note to account number 2, you will get the details and you see the third item. It is given surplus balance in statement of P&L for the year 20. This is 1,70,000. This you take it as closing surplus. And to 2090, 1,10,000, this is your opening surplus. So let's place the value now. For closing surplus, that is your current year amount given to you is 1,70,000. Opening surplus, that is for the previous year. So previous year surplus was 1,10,000. So you will minus this from the opening. So what is your answer? 60,000. This 60,000, it is a positive answer. You will write it as profit for a year. Now, what 4 elements you add for getting answer for NPBT? The first element is proposed dividend. You take always proposed dividend of previous year. Now where proposed dividend will be given? Under a heading current liability, short-term provision, refer to note number 3. So what note number 3 have given to us breakup of this? Proposed dividend of 2020, that is current year, is 1,60,000, and for the previous year 2019 it is 80,000. Now proposed dividend for the previous year 80,000. This we consider for the calculation of NPBT. So always we take previous year ka amount, that is 80,000. Why we are not taking current year proposed dividend? Because it is still in approval, so we never take current year ka proposed dividend. It is still under approval of shareholder. Until and unless we don't receive approval from shareholder, we don't consider this. Am I clear with this? Next item, interim dividend. In the entire question, interim dividend is given nowhere. And make a note of this, students. Interim dividend will always be given to you as a note to accounts or as a additional information, or you can also see in question under adjustment they will give you. It won't be given in a note to account, it won't be given in a balance sheet. They will write this as a additional info or adjustment. In this sum it is not given. Provision for tax. Provision for tax, it is a short term provision. Refer to note number 3. There you will find provision for tax. For the current year 2020, your provision for tax is 1,50,000. This is what we are going to take consider here. So you will take this current year amount for the calculation of NPBT. Now where to write this? Provision for tax of previous year 1 lakh rupees. You will take it as tax paid under operating activity. But here for calculation of NPBT, we are concerned with the current year's amount only. Now transfer to general reserve. Again, general reserve will be where? Under a heading reserves and surplus. You have to refer to note number 2 for the details. So this is reserves and surplus, and number 1 item they have given to you general reserve. These are the amounts. Now for the current year 2020, your general reserve is 275. For 2019, it is 2,10,000. We always take difference. So what is the difference of this? 275 minus 2,10,000. So if you minus this 2, your answer is 65,000. So 65,000 is the amount which we have transferred to general reserve account. Now add all this, and you get the net profit before tax. So 5, 6, 6, 12, 12 and 6, 18, 18 and 8, 2. 3,65,000 is your net profit before tax. Thank you, students.